The ectomorph is the big person, right?
The ectomorph is the tall, thin person that
Tall,
can eat
thin.
anything they want
Yeah, there you
and
go.
basically never gain weight.
Endomorph is the big person that
That where
has.
no matter what they eat, they
That's
can
it.
try to diet like crazy and they still gain weight.
The mesomorph is medium size.
And they put on muscle very, very
Yep.
easily, whether they exercise or not.
We saw people struggling with the idea and concept of it's too expensive to eat healthy. So we thought, okay, that's the problem. Let's find a solution. So we found a solution for $5 or under per meal. And that represented the birth of the idea of Kingdom Fuel.
Let's talk about a new system. Well, they're bringing it on us, right? 90% of all the central banks globally, they're going to come in with messaging like this is the amazing white knight on a shiny horse coming in to save the day, right? Well, no.
People often ask us, how do I understand my metabolic type and how can I live and be healthy with that metabolic type? Well, as we know, people come in all different kinds of shapes and sizes.
No doubt.
Some people are thin, just overly thin. Some people are overly muscular, and others, boy, they just have an easy capacity to put on that little extra weight without eating a whole lot of anything.
They do. There's different body types that sort of run in familial lineages. You can kind of see this. And some people are more, I think a good way the proper terms are ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph. But really,
Define those.
well, let's see if I can remember. The ectomorph is the big person, right?
The ectomorph is the tall, thin person that
Tall,
can eat
thin.
anything they want.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
basically never gain weight.
Endomorph is the big person.
That
has-
no matter what they eat, they
That's
can
it.
try to diet like crazy and they still gain weight.
The mesomorph is medium size.
And they put on muscle very, very easily, whether they exercise or not.
Well, I look at it, if you want to simplify that, some people have skinny genes, some people have fat genes, and some people have medium genes. And the bottom line is that doesn't make them good or bad. It just makes different shapes of people. Like there are people that have tendencies to be tall and slim and make great basketball players and great basketball families. There's people that are massive and make big football lineman families, or something like that. But we really have to think about, can the amount of fat tissue that we accumulate on that, does it matter? It does, whether you're skinny or ectomorph or mesomorph. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is you have a chance to keep that body fat down, and we should.
Well, when we evaluate someone in the clinic, we do a couple really cool things. One is we always look at body composition. It tells us what your body weight is. It tells us how many pounds of muscle you have. It tells us what your body fat percentage is. And then, of course, it tells us what your visceral fat is. And if your organs have fat in them, guess what? It's going to slow your metabolism down. So we have to work at all angles of trying to get that under control. So I think that should be a vital sign in every clinician's office across the country. And we should maybe even have a form of it in every single home so that we're not obsessed with scale weight. We actually understand body composition as a vital sign. We want to make sure we maintain lean mass and that we don't diet or starve it off, because the loss of muscle is frailty and frailty is a disease. So body composition is one way to make sure that you are staying in line with your health long term. Number two is we run genetics. That genetic testing tells us about your metabolic type. Are you a person that needs to be on a low carbohydrate nutritional protocol? Are you one that needs a low fat protocol? Are you one that needs kind of both, like a Mediterranean plan? Each individual genotype requires something just a little bit differently. And then, of course, we have to take the individual into consideration based on what they've been through in their life. So some people need to be very, very careful with all foodstuffs until they get that body composition under control.
Well, it's very interesting what you just said. You didn't talk about weight with that, and I thought that was good because it's not about weight. I've had people that are tall and slim that think they can eat anything they want, and they don't get, but they do get really sick. I was talking to a guy the other day that's just terrible type 2 diabetes, and he's very thin. He was 150 pounds. And I'm like, well, weight has nothing to do with directly with illness. So these metabolic types are good to be aware of in the way you train and the way you eat, etc. But all of them can accumulate belly fat, which is visceral fat. So measuring the right thing is important. Knowing your body type is important. And that sort of goes into the idea of how do you treat the whole person to maximize the health of that person.
That's right. Weight loss is a side effect of wellness. And if we put the right tips into place, the body composition falls into line. Of course, we've got to eat right. We've got to get the right amount of protein so we don't lose muscle and we don't become frail or weak. And we want to optimize the loss of fat. For example, for every pound you're overweight, it's times 10 on your joints and your vascular system. So if you find yourself a little bit fatigued, perhaps you need to get on a body composition analysis machine. Just because you're tall and you look thin does not mean that you're not sarcopenic obese. So your body composition might still be out of line.
That's true. And, I think people probably right now are going, am I ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph? You're kind of right thinking, like, what does that mean? I think the bottom line is, whatever your shape is, realize that you can maximize that shape. And you can't make your shape be any different, but you can be very fit at whatever shape metabolically your body's tendency is.
That's right. And some people are genetically engineered to be able to put on muscle very easy.
Yep.
And others genetically are not. So the ones that are not able to, they might be able to train right, feed the system right, rest the system right, so that they can get to the body composition or the look that they desire.
Well, and my wife and I would be more or less
Mesomorphs
types, because we can put on muscle and all of that, but we still could be overweight. We can still be underweight. But the bottom line is, your metabolic type's really cool to know that. Kind of understand that. You can see it down through your children. Sometimes parents have kids, more than one will have this and one will have that. And you got to watch the comparison factor with that for sure, because it can really mess up somebody. Why can't you be more like your brother? Or why can't you be more like your sister? That's not cool. So knowing all this is very important, but ultimately maximize your health by understanding who you are, how you are, and then treat it right. All right. So there you go. How about that for your metabolic tips?
Tips and tricks about our kingdom products to make a kingdom healthy.
You don't want to miss it. These are our wonderful inventions coming up next.
And when you navigate through these economies with people, here's what happens. We want to hold their hand through it, let them know when it's time to buy, sell, reallocate, get out of Dodge. Because a lot of times when you're struck with fear does two things. Number one, it can paralyze, and people just put their head in the sand and say, I'm just going to forget about it and hopefully it gets better. Or it causes you to make a wrong decision. And this is why we are here, is to help people navigate through the political quagmire nonsense that's going on, the economic malaise, and the absolute collapse that we're seeing. And when our freedoms are eroding, our political freedoms, our economic freedoms, our personal freedoms, our religious freedoms, our health freedoms, they're all tied together. But you know what doesn't need to erode with that? Our finances.
KirkElliottPhD.com/Sherwood.
Let's shine the spotlight on one of our star supplements.
The human body can make most of the types of fats it needs from other fats or raw materials, but not omega-3 fatty acids, also called omega-3 fats or N3 fats.
These are essential fats that the body must get from food.
BioOmega 1000 provides a potent dose of omega-3 essential fatty acids sourced from a strategically placed fishing facility in the far South Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chile.
Each capsule delivers an impressive 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and the capsules also contain vitamin E. See the link below for a special offer, and remember, don't be fooled by cheap online knockoffs.
The body's amazing at recovery, so you want to give it every chance, no matter what time it is. So in that context, no, it's certainly never too late. You're never too old to start trying to be healthy.
No matter where you are in terms of your health, that you can turn this around.
It's never too late to start a wellness program, and it's never too late to reach your healthcare goals. There's an old adage, and I'm not sure where it came from, but I really do like it. And they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
We just want people to hang on to hope.
We are hope dealers. And if you are not paying attention to the 4 foundational pillars of health, physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual, eventually it is going to catch up.
If we get all those 4 areas right, and we do it right, we see a dynamic occur in the middle called wellness, and that's where people get better. Their health is really going to return as a side effect of wellness.
Exploring biohacking, bioharmonizing, biosynergizing, stacking, resilience, or anti-fragility.
Start here. No gimmicks, just proven results.
For every passing day, we get more and more excited about our kingdom products because we want to help the kingdom be healthier in every way. So we've got several products that do a body good. First of all, our flagship product is called Kingdom Fuel. Tell us a little bit about Kingdom Fuel and why it's so good.
It's right there on the table. It comes in 2 flavors, first of all, chocolate and vanilla. It is not just a protein shake. Okay, so backing up, we saw people struggling with the idea and concept of it's too expensive to eat healthy. So we thought, okay, that's the problem. Let's find a solution. So we found a solution for $5 or under per meal, and that represented the birth of the idea of Kingdom Fuel. So Kingdom Fuel is organic pea protein. It's got greens and reds in it. So this is the phytonutrients from green plants and red plants that we all talk about. Eat your vegetables, right? It's also got vitamins and minerals in it. So it's got a complete complex of that. And it's got also soluble and insoluble fiber, which the difference between the two is profound. Soluble actually gathers moisture and makes you full. That would be kind of cool. And the insoluble goes through the system and grabs things like damaged particles, right? So it really has everything in there. And so we sourced the materials, we got it, the lab put it together, and we tried various things, and it tastes really awesome. You can mix it with water if you want to, but you could also use like some unsweetened milk products and put it in there and mix in some fruits and more greens and reds if you want. And you can even put some nut butters in there. We've done that before too. So it is
even avocado.
Avocados. You see those
One
there
of
as
my
well.
favorites.
You could actually take that whole plate of stuff and put it in there. It would be pretty good. Not the avocado seed, though. We don't want that. But you could grind it up if you were putting that in a Vitamix, I suppose. The bottom line is that is truly the start of this idea of kingdom products. And kingdom, that kind of name comes from the idea of God's principles, right? They don't line up with the world's principles too well. So the world will tell you that it is too expensive to eat healthy, and God's word says we provide food for the healthy. So that's a provision. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody kind of needs that. And the last thing I'll say about that is it's a 2-year shelf life. So when you buy that, it is sustainable for 2 years. So if you don't open it, it's still good 2 years later. That's the point. And so people today are talking about prepping and all that stuff. And, do I think we've got problems in the world? Yes. But I think it's like, get your food now or die. No. But that is a good thing to have around if you're wanting to lose weight or get healthier or something like that, or save some money, which everybody might want to. There you go. There's Kingdom Fuel.
Well, and Kingdom Fuel does a body good. The body runs on nutrients. It doesn't run on medication. And Kingdom Fuel is a complete multivitamin and mineral. Our next favorite product is that thing called Kingdom Coffee. Now, Kingdom Coffee, I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Coffee is mold-free. It is pesticide-free. And it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it. I used to be a person that had to have the creamer and the sweetener in my coffee, but not with Kingdom Cup. 1 cup does a body good.
And it's Kingdom Cup with a K,
K.
right? So this is important. 50% of all coffee at least contains mold. Okay.
What's so bad about mold?
Well, mold is it's a toxic substance. You have mold, and then the toxins that come from that called mycotoxins, and we test people all the time that have mold. The bottom line is that does not have mold. And this is a key thing. That's in bean form, right? So you're going to be a little grinder. They're just a few bucks. Grind it up, put it in your maker, and make it. Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. So this is actually organic, mold-free certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Well, and with Kingdom Cup, 1 cup is about 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Yep.
So you know the dose that you're getting, that threshold of caffeine is usually about 300 milligrams a day. But 1 cup of Kingdom Cup, and you might not need to go for that 2nd and 3rd cup.
Well, that's good. And then we've got our Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted caramel and peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
Yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time. And not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars. And they don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've
sugars.
got fiber in them.
They do. Fiber, they've got some things like turmeric. One's got kale in it. Don't worry, you're not going to be grossed out. And they taste awesome.
Can't even taste it.
No. It's interesting. Salted caramel crunch is our newest flavor. We'll come up with some other stuff at some point, but those can bridge the gap of that sweet tooth craving. They're sweetened with monk fruit. And that's really, if you know what that is, it's not going to raise blood sugar.
It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet without the cheat.
So we've got more of these Kingdom line products coming. Soon to come is Kingdom Crunch with a K. That's going to be like a cereal. 2 different flavors of that working through. And we'll have some more things out there. We've got our
Kingdom Water?
Kingdom Water. We've got Kingdom Water, which is hydrogen water. So any of these things out here are designed to be money-saving, nutrition-giving, and life-enhancing. And this is a big deal. So if you want to live in a way that's different than the world, avail yourself to all of these Kingdom line products. And hey, you'll find out, like thousands of other people did, that these things will help you live healthier. Yeah, biohack, help live you healthy longer. Okay, so enjoy. Up next, our financial guru, Kirk Elliott, gives us advice on what you need to know at this time in history.
Let's get real. Most emergency food is just as bad for you as any other choice in the standard American diet. And that's just sad.
We don't just need food. We need highly nutritional food.
We don't just want to survive food shortages. We are meant to thrive in adversity.
Complete your daily nutrition and have shelf-stable Kingdom Fuel as a cornerstone of your food supply.
Don't sacrifice your health or your taste buds.
Stock up on Kingdom Fuel now.
Hello, I'm Kevin Sorbo. Now, there's an old saying, it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. Now, that's true in our careers, spiritual life, and when it comes to our health and overall well-being. Today, most of us know a lot of information about health and nutrition, but are we really doing anything with it? So here's what I've learned from working with Doctors Michele and Mark Sherwood. They're the founders of the Functional Medical Institute. You need a wellness plan that's customized based on your unique needs. Now remember, real change can only happen when you address the whole person. That is exactly what Mark and Michele do, and why they are people you should know. They'll help you discover what you need to experience transformation. Find out at sherwood.tv/Sorbo. That's sherwood.tv/Sorbo, or just see the link below. Have a great day and God bless.
I could use your assistance.
Okay,
Jesus.
huh?
My name is Jesus.
Sure. Jesus.
Jesus is here today.
You looking for a job?
Yes, sir.
You and Mark have 45 days before the bank forecloses.
Not to worry. They do not call me by God Byron for nothing. The collection plate starts to be passed around. Mark reaches into the basket and shouts, "You and your family are the winner from the first church of the lotto." Kind of think of it like a high-stakes bingo night every Sunday.
Poopy diaper! Poopy diaper!
This video of the diaper is going viral right before our eyes.
This is a miracle.
What is?
Friends of Faith has over 300,000 followers.
Oh my dad! That's more followers than Moses had.
Jesus! Take the wheel!
Just say it.
No,
Stop
take the wheel!
I got it, buddy.
Hey, Mark, it's great to be with you again. And we've all been talking about the globalists and their plans for a big global reset and what that means for a long time now. Well, starting on January 16th, for 1 week, they were all meeting the G7, the G20, the IMF, the World Economic Forum. All the big globalist policy leaders globally were meeting in Davos, Switzerland, like they do every single year. They had this confab, right? So what were they talking about, right? Well, before they even met, their notes came out, the outline. This is what we're going to talk about to all you people that are here, right? All the globalists, and we've got Republicans and Democrats and politicians there. They're all meeting. And what are they talking about? What did they talk about, right? So according to the World Economic Forum website, these are the topics. And again, like I've said before, words have meaning, right? So let's listen to these words. They're bullet points. They're going to address the current energy and food crisis in the context of a new system for energy, climate, and nature. They're going to address the current high inflation, low growth, high debt economy in the context of a new system for investment, trade, and infrastructure. Address the current industry headwinds in the context of a new system for harnessing frontier technologies for private sector innovation and resilience. They're going to address the current social vulnerabilities in the context of a new system for work, skills, and care. And they're going to address the current geopolitical risk in the context of a new system for dialogue and cooperation in a multipolar world. It's like, what's all this talk about a new system? Well, they're bringing it on us, right? 90% of all the central banks globally are now starting to issue central or going down the path of a central bank digital currency. Now, they're going to come in with messaging like this is the amazing white knight on a shiny horse coming in to save the day, right? Well, no, this is not what it's about. All that a central bank digital currency is cryptocurrency. It's a digital version of the paper money that they already print. However, so they can print just as many dollars as they want, right? Or as many yen or as many euro as they want. They can issue as many digital version of that currency as well, because there's no tangible backing behind it. So it's going to do nothing to address the inflationary pressures. But here's the deal, Mark. For, the old saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay. Nobody would want a system where your digital social profile, what you spend money on, what your religion is, who you donate to, what church you give to, what political party you give to, how you spend your money, have you been vaxxed or not vaxxed, right? All of this is part of our digital social profile. And if they don't like it, because it's programmable money, they have the authority to shut off your ability to buy or sell. This is what a digital social profile attached to a central bank digital currency does. So when they're talking about a new system, this is the system they're talking about. How do I know that it's not some other system? Because further on in their notes, they talk about how this is going to be a new normal, how they have to talk about a global coalition for digital safety, because there's big efforts that we need to tackle here. They need to talk about applying human rights to the digital world. Why? because they know that their system is going to strip away our privacy, our freedom, and our rights. And so they need to talk about how are we going to tackle this when we're going to have a ton of opposition from stripping people of their freedom and their privacy completely. So this is what's going on politically. And all of our investments, Mark, are a combination of some puzzle pieces. The political puzzle piece, the economic puzzle piece, the social puzzle piece, right? They all get put together. And this is what I do and what we do at our firm is put those puzzle pieces together and strategically put together a system to get out of the path of this hurricane and safely reallocate to get out of the system where you're not just a digital number, where your programmable money can shut you off from buying or selling, right? So how do you do that? With tangible assets like gold and silver that not only have we talked about in the past how they're great investments, I mean, they're booming, but they're also in this respect, also instrumental in protecting your religious freedom, your personal freedom, your political freedom, your economic freedom, your health freedom, because it's private. They're private transactions. So call our office. You know, Mark, you and I talk a lot about this, and every one of the viewers should give us a call because we can strategically map out. It's a free consultation, your strategy for success so you can thrive. And all you have to do is go to kirkelliottphd.com/Sherwood, or you can just give our office a call, 720-605-3900, and say Dr. Mark sent you.
Hello, I'm Kevin Sorbo. Now, there's an old saying, it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. Now, that's true in our careers, spiritual life, and when it comes to our health and overall well-being. Today, most of us know a lot of information about health and nutrition, but are we really doing anything with it? So here's what I've learned from working with Doctors Michele and Mark Sherwood. They're the founders of the Functional Medical Institute. You need a wellness plan that's customized based on your unique needs. Now remember, real change can only happen when you address the whole person. That is exactly what Mark and Michele do, and why they are people you should know. They'll help you discover what you need to experience transformation. Find out at sherwood.tv/Sorbo. That's sherwood.tv/Sorbo, or just see the link below. Have a great day and God bless.